And this is the 411. I'm Sherman Chad.
And I'm Lynn Cannon. Welcome to Friday, and we are starting with breaking news for you as we take a live look in Washington, D.C. this afternoon, where a Capitol police officer has died after investigators say a man rammed his car into two officers at that barricade you see outside the Capitol building. The suspect was shot and killed. Here's our first look at the officer who died. The U.S. Capitol Police Department sharing this photo on Twitter moments ago of Officer William Billy Evans. The statement says he had been on the force for 18 years. Skylar Henry live at the Capitol with the very latest. Skylar?
Hey, Len, good afternoon to you. Well, we are on the corner of Delaware and Constitution Avenues, not too far from where this incident happened. You can see an ambulance right behind me. There's also forensics investigators on the scene here. Now, we are on the Senate side of the Capitol building where all of this happened. And as you mentioned, a suspect rammed his car into two officers. One of those officers is William Evans, an 18-year veteran of the force. We know that that suspect rammed his car into the officers, then ultimately hitting a barrier before getting out and lunging at the two with a knife.
National Guard troops raced toward the Capitol Friday afternoon, then lined up shoulder to shoulder in a show of force. Law enforcement officials say a car had tried to breach the perimeter of the Capitol, hitting two Capitol Hill police officers and ramming into a barrier.
The suspect did exit the vehicle with a knife in hand, and at that time he started to lunge toward, run aggressively toward U.S. Capitol Police Office.
Police shot the driver and emergency crews arrived on the scene. Two stretchers loaded into ambulances. Police say both the driver and one of the police officers have died from their injuries.
It does not appear that he is known to the Capitol Police or the Metropolitan Police Department at this time. It does not appear to be terrorism related, but obviously we'll continue to investigate.
The scene unfolded while Congress was on recess. President Biden had left for Camp David, and the White House press secretary was in the middle of a press conference.
I'm obviously not aware, as Kelly acknowledged, of the situation at the Capitol. The President of the United States always travels with a national security rep.
The incident comes 3 months after a mob of armed insurrectionists stormed the U.S. Capitol as Congress was voting to certify Joe Biden's presidential win. Just last week, law enforcement took down fencing around the outermost perimeter of the Capitol complex. Cars, unless they were cleared by authorities, weren't even able to get close to the buildings. Also last week, several lawmakers from both parties pushed for a bill that would remove permanent fencing around the Capitol.
Now, we should mention at this hour, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced that flags will be flown at half-staff to honor Officer Evans. We're still learning a little bit more about the suspect. We know that it is an African-American male with ties to Virginia. And Len, it just goes to break your heart when you think about what has happened here over the last 90 days. Capitol Police losing 4 police officers either due to the insurrection or this incident that happened today.
Yeah, very sad indeed. Skylar, thank you for the update this afternoon. This, of course, is a developing story. Be sure to download our free KHOU 11 mobile app to follow the latest and turn on those push notifications.